Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. We have one more week until our winter break. I want to congratulate everybody for getting through all the challenges that we've had. It's amazing, all the challenges that we've had, that we're all walking through this, and the resilience that I'm seeing everywhere and so many people through this pandemic and the wildfires and all the challenges that we've been faced with. So it's a time like before break that I always kind of reflect on things like that. So I'm proud of all of you for getting to this point. So today's topic is my absolute favorite tool of all time. It is the key to freedom. It is the foundation of wellness, mental health, and that is the word acceptance. Acceptance is the first step to any problem. Oftentimes, non-acceptance, or we also call that like arguing with reality or rejecting reality, is usually the root of our suffering. So that's how big this is. When we are faced with a big problem and we are rejecting the reality of the problem, then that keeps us in suffering. It keeps us in resentment and bitterness and sadness and anger and all those really difficult, challenging feelings. They're usually because there is some part of an issue that we are not accepting for what it is. And we are arguing with what something is that we can't control. But when you accept it, doesn't mean you have to like it. Acceptance doesn't mean liking. Acceptance doesn't mean being passive and just letting it be what it is in your life. Sometimes acceptance is required before you actually solve the problem, right? So it's a really, really important tool. Radical acceptance is the term that DBT uses, because what they mean by radical is accepting with your whole mind, heart, and body, truly embracing something for what it is, and then you start to see the solutions. And sometimes that's just in yourself. So one thing so get your pencil and piece of paper out. I'll try to be quick because I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit shorter than I usually do. Get out a pencil and piece of paper. I want you to write down 4 things. There are 4 things to do when a serious problem comes into your life. Okay? There are 4 things. And this all, first you have to accept the reality of what's in front of you. And here are your options. Number 1, figure out how to solve the problem, all right? Or reach out to someone who can help you figure out how to solve the problem. That might be your first step. Or number 2, change how you feel about the problem. Okay, so maybe you can't solve the problem. Then you can look for the silver lining, or you can look for the meaning, right? So number 2 is change how you feel about it. You could say something like, oh, well, at least I'll get a little time to myself, or at least I'll be able to get my homework done, or, whatever. So you look for the silver lining. Number 3, accept it all for what it is. If you can't change the problem or solve the problem, if you can't change how you feel about the problem, now it's time to just radically accept things for how they are, and that helps you to let go, right? Or number 4 is to stay miserable. So that is a very active decision. It means you are rejecting reality. You're not going to look for a solution. You are not going to change the way you feel about it, or look for the silver lining, or find the meaning in it. And so you are going to manufacture a lot of difficult feelings and stay miserable, right? And a lot of times then you reach for coping mechanisms, or you get impulsive. Maybe you impulsively say things you kind of regret, or you impulsively eat something you regret eating, or whatever. And so then you make the situation even worse. That is number 4. So rejecting reality does not change reality. Changing reality requires first accepting reality. Okay? These are in addition to the 4. I'm moving on to why accepting is so important. Rejecting reality turns pain into suffering. We've already talked about that. So I want to challenge you to do two things, to write down two things. Number one, I want you to think about one big thing that you could work on accepting. For me, it's the pandemic. I need to accept the fact that it's here, and I'm not going to go out and like make it all go away. I can't argue with that reality, right? So I need to accept that. And it actually feels better just doing that, right? And number two, write down one small thing that you could work on accepting. And that is, for me, probably, okay, well, we're not on winter break yet. So that's something I need to accept. That doesn't start today. Maybe for you, it's like, okay, there's still assignments due this week. That's a small thing I need to accept. So pick your two things and think about, practicing acceptance. And just know that that doesn't mean you have to like what you accept, right? And it doesn't mean you have to just let it be, because sometimes there's a lot of really great solutions. But it starts with acceptance. Okay? So I look forward to seeing all of you in a few minutes. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.